East Rand residents are up in arms over water shortages in the area. They've been without water for days now. In eNCA, for instance, supply has been disrupted for up to 6 weeks. Aviwe Mila is in the area and he joins us now live to give us more details. Aviwe, you were showing us pictures of people basically getting water from a stream that doesn't look really good for human consumption.
I'm on those banks of that very stream, Masejo, where I only wish you could smell the stench of sewage, what seems to be sewage that's literally seeping through here. My colleague Joko Mane is going to show you the stream, and this is the very stream that the people of eNCA have resorted to get water from in desperate attempts just to get the basic necessity. In fact, as I speak to you, there are two gentlemen that are getting water from this very stream. Do they know the source? Let me just get a word from them. Putwam, thank you for joining us at eNCA. We see you getting this water. Niyayazi, do you know where this water comes from?
Cha buti angeke ngithi siyawazi lamanzi ngoba sibona nje nathi mayiphuma nje ngaphansi kwetangu pipe le ukuthi ayahamba, kodwa ke uma ngabe singenawo amanzi asina choice ukuthi kufanele utsize la. Sekuyisikhathi eside nje singanawo amanzi, ngicabanga ukuthi almost 2 months or 1 month and a couple of weeks. And then sometimes anokuba clean, but the smell, it doesn't change. It have a smell jobubona lapha enzansi. So ane smell nje awuna choice kufanele ukuthi mhlawumbe uzowaphuza wabiliswa wenzani nani just to avoid ama germs na yonke into ngoba the whole place le asinawo amanzi at all.
No water at all, Masejo. Gentlemen saying it's been some 2 months, but at least a month and plus days. We heard it's been about 6 weeks, in fact, that they haven't had a single drop of water in this area of eNCA. They're resorting to these desperate attempts, and they say they have no other option. They don't know the exact water source, where it's coming from. They can see it's from some drainage. They don't know where this leads to, but clearly there's a stench, Masejo, and this gentleman mentioning that very stench that I spoke of a bit earlier on. Putwam, ithini indlela yaphambili? Niyayazi uba amanzi nizoba nawo nini ngoku?
Cha buti angeke sithi siyawazi ukuthi azoba khona nini ngoba uma ngabe sicabanga ukuthi bake baphuma mhlambe beyozwa abanye abake baphuma somewhere ukuthi bayozwa, but still there is no change because uma ngabe bephumile bethi bawukuzwa akwekho la uthola ukuthi khona kunasi sethembiso sokuthi angabuya or angenza in, because impompi zivalekile, the toilets are very dirty, and then you can't even think to wash your washing. Yabo wash impahla zakho zokugeza zokugqoka, wash izitshu, clean indlu, because there is no water. Sometimes we are 1,000 of people who are esikha khona la manzi. So thola ukuthi sometimes uyabona ukuthi uzogeza nje nge-20 liter, thereafter you don't have any plan. Yeah.
A state of hopelessness, Masejo, is what this gentleman is basically painting out, not knowing what to do. It's been this desperate situation for at least 2 months now. They don't even know how to do their basic things like laundry. I'm actually seeing Umama up top there. I want to have a word with Umama, who has a bucket of water on top of her. I want to find out, Mama, thank you for joining up at eNCA, Mama. But kuthiwa akhona, there are water tankers. Bathi akhona ama water tanker, Mama. Why nisebenza lamanzi angcolile? Niyenza njani ngalama water tank?
Ama water tankers yibo laba bama water tankers abasitshela ukuthi lamanzi angcolile awekho right. And sinaswaphuza siyagula, siphathwa yizisu, siyathulula. Awakho right lamanzi ama water tankers.
So the water tank, the lady telling me, Masejo, even the water from the water tankers themselves causes diarrhea. They get sick from that very water from water tankers. So it's basically being caught between a rock and a hard place. Desperate means from the people of eNCA. Mama, sisikhathi esingakanani ngoku eniphila njani endlini ngakesi simo niphila kuso?
Thina ngapha ngakithi sinenyanga yonke singanamanzi. Siphila yona lempilo le. Lawo ma water tankers siwakhelela ukuthi mawuflash itoilet, mawuboile ugeze ngawo kuphela. Bese siyahlupheka ngamanzi okudla ngoba waphumi yonke indawo. Njengoba phuma lapha ya sincenga ngawo lawo ngoba lawo ngathi ayadleka.
So Maseko, she's telling me that the water from the water tankers is the water they use for, well, to try, for toilets, for bathing. They have to boil them, but essentially the water from just on the construction site that they now use essentially for drinking, and they use for cooking. Mama Mesimo masiqhubeka uthini uhulumeni uthini izawuphela nini yonke le nto libe namanzi apha eTsakane?
Ayizolo mina bengekho angazi kodwa ngizwe namhlanje eradioweni kuKwekwezi FM bakhuluma naye ngazuzweli wakabanibani uthe iTsakane seyinamanzi yonke indawo and lapho banganawo amanzi namhlanje nje kusena azovuka khona and if awekho kune contact number ishiyile ukuthi abantu bafonele lapho mara besingakafoni ngoba asinama airtime sizofona kanjani.
Okay, thank you, Sabulela. Mama saying that basically she heard on the radio that all of Tsakane now has water, and in fact, if there are areas without water, they should give a call to those officials that she heard on radio. But clearly, the state is still the same, as there was promises that by today, all of Tsakane would essentially have water, but they still in that very predicament of not having water. I was speaking to some of the community leaders a bit earlier on who suggested that today was the final day. They gave them 2 days to restore water, and if nothing happens after today, the likelihood is that the community residents of Tsakane will continue with the protests that are quite visible in the streets, rocks slithered everywhere, Maseko. And even speaking to the ward councillor, she suggested that the Department of Water and Sanitation told her that Rand Water doesn't have enough water to supply, the reservoir in Tsakane. And if you speak to other community leaders, they'll tell you that it's this water tankers that are deliberately getting these tenders that have led to the desperate need of the residents of Tsakane.